Alright, so today we're going to be doing the loose knife supports experiment, and we're going to kind of have a conversation about some different topics that we might know about, that we might not know about, or need some refreshers on. So you see that we have 3 cups shaped in a triangle, 1 cup that has some water in it, and 3 knives. So the point of this activity is to balance this cup at rim level of the other cups. So using these objects that we have on the table, how do you think that we could do that?
You could move the cups around.
Okay.
Yeah, or you could put the knives inside the cup in a pyramid shape.
Why do you think that, like, putting the knives in the cups?
They're all going to be at the same height, and then the knives won't move because they're inside the cup.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point to bring up, that it's actually inside the cup and it won't move. So y'all both kind of like have similar getting at what we're going to be doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to balance these knives at the tops of the cups and create a weave support, and that should be able to hold the cup right here. So I guess 2 terms that we need to make sure that we know before moving on to the experiment is a weave structure and balance. So for weave structure, do y'all know like an example of a weave structure, or like kind of what it is?
Yeah, a weave structure is like when you layer the materials on top of each other.
Yeah.
Like with a basket or something.
Yeah, like a weave basket, yeah. And you can kind of see it goes like over and under, over and under. So the other term is balance. So, you know, like we think of like balance beams and all that stuff, and how, you know, you can like hold your arms out straight and you can like not move and all that stuff. But in terms of like other objects and stuff, do y'all know kind of like the definition of balance?
Yeah, it's an even distribution of weight across the surface.
Yeah. So I looked up the definition, and that's basically what it is. It's an even distribution of weight, enabling someone or something to remain upright, and steady. So yeah, that's basically what we're going to be doing today. Is we're going to learn how to create a weave structure using these knives, and we're going to balance the cup of water. So I'm going to have it set up, and I have this diagram to help me. So, and we can see here, I'll show the camera after. So, I know, I'll bring the camera closer, show the top of it. So we have like an over and under structure, like you said, how this knife goes over this one, this knife goes under that one, and all that, you know, the same. Okay, so do we think that this will work? Do we think that this will hold up the cup?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what would be the reason of why it would work?
Because the weaving structure reinforced both ends, like the top part of the knife and the bottom part.
Yeah. So let's try it. Okay. There we go. So, like you said, the weave structure, you know, the reinforcement of over and under really worked. So, a couple questions, you know, that we have is, how are the actual like knife ends held up?
Like they're supported by each other, and so they support the lower end of the knife as well.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, also just like the cup,
Mm-hmm.
the rim of the cup is also supporting the back end, so it doesn't slip in.
Yeah, and so you notice how this one isn't like it, it's just how the cups are spaced out, but these two aren't touching the back end, but again, like we talked about, the weave structure really helps to, you know, just keep the balance of everything, and that's how you're able to have it like this, and they're not tipping forward or backwards and everything. So, and we talked about it before, how does the weave structure like reinforce itself? You know, like how y'all have talked about, it goes over and under, so it supports the top and the middle and the end. So why do we think that knives worked?
Because they're flat.
Is that?
Yeah, and they're just like relatively the same shape.
Yeah.
All the way across.
Yeah. So thinking of other like household objects, what do you think could not work? What kind of objects do you think wouldn't work?
A spoon.
Yeah. probably a fork.
Yeah. Even though it's flat, it's still kind of curved.
Yeah.
And it has like the individual prongs and all that stuff, so that might not be able to work. What kind of items do you think would work?
Chopsticks.
Chopsticks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I have some chopsticks here, and we're gonna try it with chopsticks. And I might regret doing this with water, but we'll try.
Wait, you might want to move your computer.
Well, I'll keep it over here. Okay. So. Over under. Okay, so I'm gonna keep my hand on the cup while we do this, just in case. And okay, let's try. Okay, so it doesn't really work. So I can see that there's a couple of reasons why it wouldn't work, but I want to have y'all's input on why y'all think it wouldn't work, why y'all think it didn't work.
Like the width of
Yeah.
the stick changes as it gets thinner as it gets to the top, so they're gonna slide once you put the weight on it. Unlike the fork or the knife,
Yeah.
which is relatively the same dimension.
And like they're kind of rounded towards the end,
Yeah.
so they like move around on each other.
Yeah, and I also noticed that it could just be the way that how far away the cups are set up, but also it seems like they're just a little bit long. So do we think that that if like the cups were separated a little bit more, that it would work? Like you would be able to create the smaller area? Do you still think it wouldn't work?
I still don't think it would work.
Do you have like any particular reason why, or you just like kind of?
Again, just like the difference of the shape toward the top, I don't think it'll just continue to slide down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. You know, like you said, even though the width kind of is the same, it still gets a little bit thinner, so it just might not be able to work. I wonder if it would work if the cups were more spread out, but that is an experiment for a different day. Thank you guys for helping me out and doing the loose knife supports.